Hey guys, Mario here. Wanted to do a review on my new Red Wing mock toe boots, model number 10875, and my experiences with my first pair ever of Red Wing boots. And to start out, I want to say the size is a 9 with double E. And so far, I have had zero issues with this boot. I'm really liking them so far. Although the break-in does require some patience, but I feel like it's worth it after about a month. Now, I would say that for someone like me, I've owned other work boots. I've owned some like Thorogood, I've owned Carolina, and I always liked how they were comfortable. But for me, the aesthetics of the boots, I've always loved Red Wings, but I was always skeptical about the break-in. And I hear a lot online about people talking about it being painful. And some people quit, some people can't get them to fit right. But for me, it's definitely one that requires patience. So what I've found out is that if you're gonna do a break-in on these boots, do them for short intervals, like say 30 to 45 minutes of walking a day. I did it on my treadmill, actually. And did I get blisters? Yes, I did. My front ankle bone in the front, on the inside of your foot, that kind of hurt. And so what I did was, to help out with that, alleviate, I like using these Band-Aids. I felt like these ones help the most for blisters. And if you got any sore spots on your foot, this type with the fabric works really well. And I highly suggest using these if you get sore spots and blisters. So yeah. Well, the reason why I bought these was because I was looking for a long time, actually for I'd say about 2 to 3 years, for a different mock toe boot than what I've had prior, because I've always liked, like I said, I like the aesthetics of these boots. And I love the craftsmanship, the leather. And I went down to a Red Wing store in my local town, and they had this sitting on the shelf. And they didn't have the other Heritage line boots there, but they were mostly focused on work boots. So they had this one up there, and I just really liked it. I liked the dark eyelets, and I liked the color. So I tried a few pairs on, and for me, I felt like the 9EE worked the best for me. And coming from someone who wears, say, like a Vans shoes in a 10.5 or a Nike in a 10.5, I was surprised I had to size down to a 9. But for some reason, the double E just worked well with me, so I went with that. So I wore them right out of the store and walked around with them, and I was expecting a lot of pain and a lot of, discomfort from what I hear online, and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad at all. It just, I would say after a couple of weeks of walking in them for, as I said, short intervals, I think works the best. The boots really started to help, loosen up and kind of starting to shape to the foot. I can see already on the inside. I don't know if you guys can see it, but if there's enough lining, but it's starting to shape to my foot. And yeah, that's about it for that. But the price here, I paid where I live, it was about $3.14, and that was after taxes. But I live on a small island in Hawaii, so we pay a little more for our stuff here. I know online it's a bit cheaper, but oh well, it doesn't matter to me. Now, would I buy these again? Absolutely. Absolutely, because I'm already looking at another pair. Um, just trying to figure out which color way I want. You know, between maybe a copper rough and tough, or say the Briar Oil Slick, or maybe even, you know, maybe this the just the regular 875, you know, Oro Legacy leather. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, I really enjoying these boots and the aesthetic. I wear them basically, I would say, daily, pretty much, unless I'm just home. But every chance I get, I lace them up. I'm done walking on my treadmill with them because I feel like, you know, they've broken in enough to me to wear them out in public. And I've taken this everywhere with me, from the mall to, um, like yesterday, I went and put flowers on a grave, and uh, everywhere, you know. Also, the reason why I bought this wasn't for work; it was for casual wear. And for me, I think the boot, I mean, it could be used for work, although I'm not sure if I would use these exact boots for work. I just feel like they just work better for me for casual wear. And although it has a safety rating for electrical, and as you can see here, it has the rating for electrical, and it has yeah, it has the sole that keeps you safe from getting shocked. But yeah, but for me, this is a casual boot. I just love the aesthetics of it, the stitching. Like, I came from a Thorogood type boot, and I had one Thorogood boot before that I used for work, and although it was very comfortable, I just could never get used to the aesthetic of the boot for casual wear. It was okay, but it just looked like a work boot to me. So whereas this, the stitching is very, it's just simple, and to me it's just aesthetically pleasing. I'm always staring at this boot even when I have them on. So yeah, I definitely looking at getting another pair. I would like to report back on maybe in a couple months, or maybe even doing some videos of them in different pants, because I've been obsessed with trying on different pants with these shoes just to see how it looks for fashion. And you know, so far I really like them. I've gotten a lot of compliments on them, and you know, it works well with me. So yeah, so just definitely be patient with the break-in. It can be a little rough for some people, but for me, I just throw on these, like I said, these fabric band-aids. It works really well for blisters and just sore spots if you have it on your foot. But yeah, and the fabric ones. But yeah, yeah. So, and I like the. I went back and did a little research in the history of Red Wing, and this is their original leather that they used from 1952, apparently. And yeah, liking this colorway too. You know, I do like the 875. The has a more orange. To me, it has a more orangey tone, where this one has a more light brown tone to it. But I like them both, actually, and if I could, I'd probably own both. And I've been on Mercari and eBay looking at used boots, and I came across what was it, the 9875 Irish Setter boots, and the, what was it, the, forget the color, it's like a golden russet or a sequoia russet, something like that. And gorgeous boot. But yeah, as of right now, I'm looking for every excuse to wear these, and I'm going to report back on my maybe do a couple of videos of with them in pants. I don't know, different colors and such. Also, you know, keeping these whites clean is not that hard. It's actually, what I found that is I take a scrubber, like the kind you use for your dishes, the kind of the rougher, you can use like the non-scratch, the blue ones. And I take that and a little shout, you know, those stuff you use for your that and a little Dawn, just a little bit. And I've scrubbed the side of the boot and it comes right off with a little water and it's fine. So, and I've never had a problem with it getting on the leather. It hasn't like discolored it or anything, but I just use a little bit and just to keep them white. But yeah. So you guys have any questions for these boots? Let me know. Hit me up in the comments. Thanks for watching.